So come on, go with me. Come on, go back with me to that little church I took out to. 356. Let's go back together. Let's you the Savior, the angels of the glory, glory be wonderful, ending the troubles and cares of the story, glory be wonderful. Glory be wonderful, having no words to bear. Everybody just joyously singing with our bells all ringing. Oh, glory be wonderful. Can't you see us walking and talking with Christ the Son? Eternal one, glory be wonderful. We will be praising, adoring the matchless, eternal one. Glory be wonderful.
That was my original favorite song. That's my original.
glory shall just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. The happy angels sing. Just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. With the mighty hosts of sin. Just over in the glory land. When the blood was drawn, I will shout and sing. Just over in the glory land. And will stand unto Christ the Lord and King. Just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. Of yours, the happy angels sing. Just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. There with the mighty hosts of sin. Just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land of yours. The happy angels sing. Just over in the glory land. Just over in the glory land. There with the mighty hosts of sin. Just over in the glory land.
There will the mighty angel dance. I love it on the chat. Okay, I said, yeah, that's what I said.
Jesus is promises, sweet victory can be found. Praise His holy name. Salvation has been found. Holy praise the Lord. Salvation has been found. Go and shout and tell the world about it. And tell it today, people and song. Tell it today and tell it tomorrow. It's the word of God that we might.
What up? What up?
575, one of my favorites. Shelter in the time of the storm. I don't know what she was. It was a storm for me. But God is good. He's good. The Lord's our rock, in the hill we hide. A shelter in the time of the storm, and you lost a good while I have He's higher, a shelter in the time of the storm, and I know my Jesus. Yeah, he has not stayed away. Weary land, oh yeah, my Jesus is a rock in the weary land. Yeah, a shelter in the time of the storm, and you know I see my Jesus. He is my night, yeah, a shelter in the time of the storm, and you don't know fear, my armor, no cold, the fire, a shelter, come on, the church, and I know my Jesus, yeah, he has not stayed away, weary land, oh yeah, my Jesus is a rock in the weary land, yeah, a shelter in the time of the storm, and you know the raging of storm, around us fear, a shelter in the time of the storm, and you know we will never leave our safe retreat, a shelter of all the truth, and I know my Jesus, yeah. Jesus. Oh, yeah, and I said a shelter in the Bible time, and I know that my Jesus, yeah. Oh, it's in a weary land. Oh, yeah, my Jesus. Oh, yeah, and I said a shelter in a time of the storm. Let us say amen.
Jesus is the rock, a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is the rock. What's up? What up? What up? What up? All right, y'all. So I want to do maybe a verse from each one, if that's okay.
Who's coming in the driveway?
Thank you, Mr. Triple.
Hello, good brother.
What's
Hello,
up?
good brother.
How you doing? How you doing?
Peace of prosperity, man. Peace of prosperity, man. I'm just breathing and believing, good brother. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Peace and blessings to you too, man.
I appreciate the vibes you providing out here, man, with the beat selection, man.
Yeah, man. I'll be doing this by myself, man. Just trying to praise him. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for 2 years now, my brother. So for sure. I appreciate it. Where you from? Where you from?
I'm from DC. I'm from DC, man.
You from DC? Okay. Peace from DC. That's crazy. I'm from Washington State.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Washington to Washington.
You already know. That's what's happening.
I hear you busting up the Za. My man opened a pack of Za. That's the only sound that sound like. Come on,
man.
Man. Hey, you know. I ain't see it. I just heard it.
When I preach, bro, I be smoking, man. And some people accept it and it's cool. Some people, they back out and they run away, and think it's not godly. I say judge what I'm talking about. Hear my message first before you see I'm smoking.
Man, you hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
The joint called Confessions of a Christian, bro.
Bruh, then if I'm acting up and I can't keep up because I'm letting this weed, get the best of me, then you got every reason to leave, But if I can carry it, man, and actually inspire you and speak something that he presented, give me that. Let me land. Give me my flowers.
I do inspire a lot with the flow, and I'm musically inclined, with this shit, you know what I'm saying? You strike me as an artist, you know what I'm saying?
That's good. I appreciate that. I'm a struggling composer, man. I write. I haven't really recorded anything, but I write, man. I got songs and lyrics and all type of stuff,
let's vibe out right quick, gang. Let's vibe out.
I got you.
Let's vibe out one time.
I'm doing church literally, bro, right now, and I don't.
Oh, you doing church?
I'm doing church. Yeah, that's. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I'm just rolling up real quick. That's the Sunday freestyle church service. I preach from the Bible.
So when y'all say freestyle, y'all don't mean rap.
I don't mean rap. I'm freestyling, preaching from the top of my head, off the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard this before.
A whole lesson. I'll be 7 hours, bro. 7 hours sometime just preaching, flowing.
All right, so let me pick your brain a little bit. Mind you, I did not know you was on the gospel shit right now. I thought you was some more gospel rap.
Okay.
I just popped in the joint and I heard the vibes going on, the music.
Okay.
So, you said that. So now I know what's going on. I'm going to ask you some questions and shit.
Okay,
right?
I got you.
So, all right, in the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
People seem to, let's go Old Testament first. People seem to think that in the Old Testament that the Bible talked about God being the father of Jesus when it never did. You know what I'm saying? He was saying there was a child that will be born. You know what I'm saying? The prophecy is true because there was a child that was born.
That's what I'm about to say. He prophesied it.
Hold on. yeah, for sure. But what niggas not realizing is he was a different, like, yeah, he was fleshly, he was a human, but he had a different mindset, a different consciousness, Christ consciousness. Like, you feel me, right? So if you believe in the word of Jesus or Yahshua or whatever you want to say, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he the name of and the many names, like, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So if you want to do that, right? If you say you believe in him and you believe in his word, then how many times have in the Bible that in the New Testament Jesus has said, I am the son of King David. I am the son of King David. Why do you think that King David sent the motherfucking men to go find Jesus and kill Jesus? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on, he said, why do I think King David sent these people to kill him?
Yeah, wasn't he the king at the time?
Hold on. I hear your question, but just hold on. Ask it again, because it's like how I'm hearing it is I'm confused how I'm hearing it. So I want to make sure I'm giving you the answer. So,
all right. So do you think that we're all children of God, but do you think that Jesus was like immaculate conception was real? Because even Jesus himself says no, the son of King David.
that his
You know how Joseph didn't have sex with Mary, right?
Yeah.
But Mary was pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And everybody said, God said, this is my child and all that. But if you go to the Old Testament, he never said that. He said that there will be a baby that will be made, right? Okay. And then Jesus himself says, I am the son of King David.
Yeah. So, what
does that tell you?
And what's your question? What's your question related to? So what do you like? What do you? What's your?
I'm asking. Do you think that the whole immaculate conception theory was what it was? Because it's a contradiction. Not saying that I'm trying to contradict the Bible. Nah, I feel you. Like I'm on your side. Like trust me. It's just an eye opener with the shit. I'm just saying that because most niggas don't even know that King David slept with Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he wouldn't have been able to because that Mary wouldn't even have been born in the time David was around. So
why so?
Well, Jesus, I'm gonna just put it like this, and then I'm gonna get to my service. That was my deacon that popped up. He was listening in, but
this is really for education.
No, I hear you. The only thing with that is David was born at the time before they were. Okay, so Moses led them out of Egypt, which he freed them out of.
Moses said that.
He freed them out of captivity. Okay, so they were led back into captivity again after David was crowned king. A little bit later, after David built the kingdom. Oh. They forsake God, and God handed the whole kingdom of Israel over. So they became captive. Well, Jesus was born in the time of that captivity, and he was the new Moses. He was the new Moses of those new slaves.
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's the time frame right there. Like you said, he made him king, right? He let them rule that shit, right? And then Jesus was born, right?
But that's after. But you heard me.
Hold on. But what did Jesus say? What did Jesus say? Jesus says multiple times in the Bible that I am the son of King David.
Yeah, I hear that. But you got to hear what I just said too, bro. That David was born at the time they were free. And there was no captivity. Jesus was born in the captivity when it was captive times. Yeah, those are two separate times.
People live for a long time.
But it even states
Jesus was born. He wasn't dead when Jesus was born.
Yeah, he was. He died physically, like the regular death that everybody has to go through. Now, as far as his presence and what he was able to do. What he was able to do, probably not death, but he died the physical death for sure.
So let me ask you this. Why would Jesus walk around and say plenty of times that I am the son, I am?
But he says Abraham too. He says I'm the son of Abraham too. So that means Abraham slept with her too.
Let me see.
It says Abraham first.
Let me see. See, that's why, and you can believe, like, see how I come for, like, real good shit. Like, because now I'm about to look into that. And, like, I'm not, like, one of them people that's like, oh, no, shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I could be wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I come to in peace. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you said...
The son of David, the son of Abraham.
Hey, what Bible verse is this?
I'm King James.
No, I ain't saying what version of the Bible, what Bible verse.
Oh, what verse would that be? That would be what? Matthew's chapter 1. Honestly, the first chapter of it.
Matthew's. Hey, I know your trainer is loving it right now. He's like, oh, let him work.
Oh, I don't got one. I don't got no trainer, bro. I did all this by myself.
No, I mean, your people who you like, you know what I'm saying? You come together with, you talk with, whoever watching. Like your main core, you know what I'm saying?
I got my deacon, but he dipped out.
Yeah, he proud.
He dipped out. Nah, he dipped out. He ain't even here.
All right, chapter 1, verse 1.
Now, it may not be verse 1, but
chapter 1.
It may be check 17, maybe. Verse 17. Chapter 1, verse 17, maybe. If not, then it's 16.
I'm going to start at 16, because 16 should run into stuff and say, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Gain a little context. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's 7. Wait, hold on.
It states that Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, is the father of Jesus, who is called the Messiah. All right, Matthew 1:16 states that Jacob, the father of Joseph, right?
Yeah.
The husband of Mary is the father of Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who is called the Messiah, right? So with my statement being like this, right? Like, all right, you know how the statement is true of nothing's new under the sun, right?
Oh, it is verse 1, bro. My bad.
Alright, so...
But yeah, go ahead. The statement under the sun. Go ahead. Keep going.
Nothing under the sun is new, right? Mm-hmm. Everything that we've had, like, that we have in society is the same as back then. Like, all right, you got niggas backdooring people, right? That's Cain and Abel, right? You got, like, women... forcing niggas to like take holiday pictures and be involved in holidays. That's Adam and Eve. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why the world gonna burn this time in fire, just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. But the pride is way big. It's all around the world now. You feel me? And then what does God pick out your chest at? Like pride. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's kind of crazy how that works. But I'm about to read up on this right now. All right. Matthew chapter 1 presents the genealogy of Jesus Christ. Highlights his lineage from Abraham and David. Details the miraculous circumstances of his birth. All right. But, all right. To digress, before I move on, right, and I read this, right? When they was like, Matthew 16 was saying, yeah, all right, Joseph is his father, right? Just like the thing of Immaculate Conception, like they, like, yeah, all right, if we gonna run with this story, okay, yeah, that is your, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, think just like how women today have niggas raise babies that's not theirs, and they tell them it is your baby. Like, you feel me? It's your baby. You know what I'm saying? You with her. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta feel me, bro. Like, on that. Or at least I'm making logical sense.
No, I got you.
Most people hit me with the, oh, well, you not supposed to understand God. I be like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? I know I don't question them, but I'm supposed to be Christ-like or on a journey to be more Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? So why would I not understand what I'm trying to accomplish? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's retarded.
Like, if that's the case, that's a bunch of confusion. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Yeah. Like, all right, bro. I'm going to give you my life story, bro. I don't know. Let me read this first. I'm all over the place. The chapter begins with the genealogy of Jesus, tracing his lineage through 14 generations from Abraham. All right, so what it's saying is, all right, it's tracking the lineage from 14 generations, right? So Abraham is the start of this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then David is what do they call it? Not ancestor, but what is the word?
Forefather.
What's the word? It's something successor.
The successor.
Is a successor of. So David is a successor of Abraham, meaning that's his bloodline. He came from there, and
Abraham would be David's father.
Huh?
Abraham is David's father.
All right. So what I'm saying is Abraham was first, then David. He's talking about the lineage where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So he fucked with Abraham, you know what I'm saying? And then Abraham had David. That's why he said, man, David is my favorite, like a man of my heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's crazy when you think about it. Like, because David was a wild one. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, David was a wild one. But respectfully, he stood on business. So I think that God loves real niggerism. Like, you know what I'm saying? He loves real niggerism. That's why he hates weak men that get ruled by women, all this shit like that. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can read that, like, through the characteristics of it. Like, for real, everybody be like, God's so nice. I be like, no. God, the one that was like, nah, eradicate everything. Jesus was like, hold on, man. Let me vouch for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me vouch for him. Like, you feel me? Like, don't do him like that, Pops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do him like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so, yeah, it still doesn't, like, clarify to, what I was saying. Like, it doesn't, like invalidate what I was saying, though. Yeah, Abraham is the father of David, but David is the father of Jesus, like Jesus says in the Bible, like, all the time. Like, he says it. Like, how many verses does he say? And the son of King David. Like, why does he say that? Like, all right, if we believe in Jesus, Jesus is the truth. He tells no lies. Why would he say that, knowing that he has the consciousness, the all-knowing consciousness with him?
All right, well, read
like,
17. Read 17 over. And you can see the separation between David and Jesus.
There were 14 generations in all from Abraham to David. 14 from David to exile. To the exile to Babylon, and the 14 from the exile to the Messiah.
Yeah, so, but David
right,
wasn't.
So listen.
No, hold on, bro. Listen, check this out. Look, David didn't go into the exile. So because the Bible even states from David until the exile are 14, and then the exile to Jesus are 14, David never went in there because he wasn't alive then.
How many kids did David have, though?
I think 7, if I'm not mistaken. It could have been more, but I think, well, as far as sons, I'm thinking 7 boys.
So do you not think that David, like, all right, because, all right, 14, all right, so Abraham to David, it said there were 14 generations in all from Abraham to David, 14 from David. All right, so what I'm saying is 14 of them from David. Abraham had David, and David had 14 kids. That's what that sounds like. And 14 from the exile to the Messiah.
Generations are just
so what it's saying is that David had 14 kids to the Messiah, meaning that he was the last one.
Generations are not kids. They're 10 years. 10 years is a generation.
There were 14 generations in all from Abraham to David. Like, even like the wording in that is like, you know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Like, literally.
You got to think if a generation is 10 years and is 14, then that's 10. You got to do 14.
So you're saying
140 years.
So, all right, David lived for 140 years?
No, that's not what it's saying. That's saying
because if we doing 14 generations, like, you know what I'm saying, from him to the Christ, then that's 10 years times 14. So that means he would have had to been here for 140 years to start all those generations of children. You know what I'm saying?
You got to hear it. God is telling you the timeline. It's 14 generations separating them, is what he's saying. That's 140.
Separating who? Because all right. So
look what it say first, bro.
Generations from all from Abraham to David. So do that means that Abraham was 14 generations till David was born?
Yes.
Okay, so what does that mean with Jesus? Because we're still saying that Jesus is the son of King David. Look at the exile.
The exile. Look what it says after David. Then from David there was the exile, which were 14 separating David until the exile. And from the exile, which is 14.
So what does that mean? Like, let's focus on that sentence. Like, I really want to understand. Like, I'm not trying to be difficult. Like, I'm not having cognitive dissonance, but I don't really, like, so you said read 17 again. Hold on. Right, thus there were 14 generations in all from Abraham to David, 14 from David to the exile to Babylon, and 14 from the exile to the Messiah.
Separating them all. You feel me?
I'm thinking that's kids, bro.
It's not kids, like, because just think like this, bro. If you have kids,
right,
you can only be the new generation if your son has it. Because otherwise you're just living in his generation. It would have stopped with his generation. The only way a generation can keep going if he had another one. You see what I'm saying? So it has to keep, but it's not your kids. That's not your kids, is my point. You just started it. You would be Abraham. Now David had kids. That's not Abraham's kids. Those are his. But then his kids had to have kids.
So, all right, who do you think David is? Who do you think David is to Jesus now? His great grandfather or some shit?
It would be pretty much, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like what Adam is to everyone else. Think of Adam.
So why wouldn't he say that I'm from the bloodline of David? Why would he say that David, I am the son of David? Like,
because God, you got to think, bro. That's why the Old Testament is so important. God came to David.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
God came to David and told him he was gonna have Jesus as his son, but not his son like had him physically. He's saying like who you are as this king that I make you, Jesus is going to be your son. Like as far as no, for real. You gotta, bruh. You gotta think. If Abraham died before David, how could he be his dad?
When did he say I'm the son of Abraham?
Jesus says that throughout the whole Bible, that he's the son of Abraham. He has to be. Abraham starts Israel. But that means that I'm not the son of my dad. I'm the son of whoever started the family. But
think
of this. How could Joseph be your actual dad and you're claiming David? So he's just following that method of having, that's like, bro, that's like in the hood. You got a dad, but this person raised you. You feel me? That's your father. That's who you know, but that ain't your dad. But that's dad. That's father. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? You got his physical dad. That's why 16 is so important. That's his physical daddy. I came out of his genes. You know what I'm saying? Even though God...
No, he didn't, because he didn't have sex with her.
He didn't have to, bruh. Adam didn't have to have sex with Eve to have her. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that Jesus looked like Joseph, though.
No, but you're not getting the relationship of that. Nobody had sex in the beginning of earth to have any of this. So that's why Jesus.
I'm not talking about that.
But no, you have to relate it, bro. That's how he's the Messiah of the world. If the world didn't start with sex, he didn't need to. You got to think like that. The world wasn't built with two people having sex.
That's the way to think. But think about it like this. Think about it. All right. Think about it like this. Nothing under the sun is new, right? Why isn't there a reoccurrence of this. Like, there's no more immaculate conception ever. Like, even when Jesus come back, there's not going to be an immaculate conception. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like God shows us everything. Like, just like God believes that man and woman, heterosexual, everything that we deal with is penetrate and receive, like a plug. You got the socket and the plug. You put the socket in the plug. You put the key in the ignition. You put the key in the door. Like, everything, like, you know what I'm saying? And then when he be like, oh, we're going to make them in our image, he was talking to the goddess, because that's why we have men and women. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all we can make. We're made in his and her image. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, that's what it is. That's why Eve came second, because God was in there. So this is my rendition of it, how people came about, right? It was like God was in there working, right? And then the lady came, the goddess came in, and she was like, baby, what you doing? He was like, I'm sitting down here making nuggets and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making my ass and shit, because he black. You know what I'm saying? And niggas mean king, N-E-G-U-S. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, making my nigga and shit, this is the first nigga. And then she was like, oh, that's dope. You ain't make me one. And then he was like, oh, all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the comical relief on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, all right, here you go. And then here come Eve, right? You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
No, I get that. That's dope. Yeah, I get you.
But listen, man.
I get you.
I'm going to take a listen to what you're saying. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sit with it.
Real talk. You gotta start coming by more, man. Like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years, my brother. Like I said, I got people that's been listening to me from the beginning, man. They consistent. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, you tap in with my deacon, bro, he'll put you on, bro. But no, I just gotta let you know this, bro. Like, since you're new in my church, how I'm leading everybody and teaching, how I'm teaching, bro. Jesus wasn't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? All this Jesus came and died and all that and lived and all that. It's going to happen, but it ain't happened yet. Nobody saw that before. It never happened. So not yet. And I teach that way. So we don't believe that he did all that. We don't believe, these people got this white picture of him and it's telling everybody Christmas, this is Jesus and all. Like, we don't believe that stuff. So
let's get down to the nitty-gritty, bro. I'm glad you said that, right?
But look, though, I do gotta get. I'm gonna let you say that, but I do gotta get started, bro, on church. I got 2 more songs I gotta get back to, and then I gotta get out your way. No, you straight. I'm gonna let you speak, but yeah, I do gotta get started.
I was in a Bible study, right, and I was asking, a person I was running a Bible study. I was like, why is it that we've been coming to church so long, right? And, like, we never get to the nitty-gritty of the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? We never get to it. Like, you don't tell nobody about keeping the Sabbath holy. God said, just follow my laws and keep the Sabbath holy. You know what I'm saying? Diet and meditate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Jesus said that I didn't come here to change my Father's laws, right? So even with that, like, all right, we shouldn't adopt paganism, right? We shouldn't do this. Why are we having church and Halloween and all this stuff at the church? Like, that's just my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, we don't talk about these things. Like, half these niggas don't even know about the Sabbath. Niggas go to work on the weekends and party and then want to come back and be like, oh, Jesus on Sunday. Y'all ain't how it work. Like, you feel me? And I'm thinking about the basics of it. Like, I be like, bro, if you want to lead the people right, bro. When I go to church, bro, it's a whole lot of, and I know I'm talking to somebody out there. And I know, like, bro, that ain't got shit to do with nothing, bro. Let's get to the shit. Like, you trying to motherfucker stall niggas off so niggas can go to hell. Like, stop playing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real life, bro. Like, get to the real shit, bro.
He said, hey, that brother funny. I got you, man. Like I said, you just got to start coming by more, man. You're going to be pretty shocked what you hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty decent, man. For somebody ain't got no license, I ain't got no school education on going to school for learning how to preach.
You got a soul, bro. You got a soul,
man.
Bro. That's all you need, bro.
I'm just saying.
Because the scripture in you. The scripture is in you. That's why you have a moral compass. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know the chosen people. They have a conscience and they know right from wrong, even if they do a little bit of wrong. Like, they ain't had the intentions to do it, but they had to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? But I'm going to get out your way. I'm going to go to the comments. I'm going to just watch you do your thing. It's my first time. You know what I'm saying? Show me something new.
Okay. All right. Appreciate everybody. All right. Yeah, I still got 2 more songs, so I'm not technically. We ain't gonna disrespect the choir. Of course, we started, but I still got 2 songs. And we just doing the first verse of each. We're just gonna do the first verse of each song because I don't want to keep y'all waiting, and then we're gonna get started. To let me day and night, blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Blessed Jesus, hold my hand. Yes, I need thee every hour. Through this land, still rumbling, take me by the saving power. Hear my plea, my feeble plea, Lord, look down on me and give me strength. I will that blessed Jesus hold my hand. Let me travel in the light behind that I may see the rest. Okay, so that's first verse, and second verse, I did want to hear that one, but okay, hold on, guys. I gotta hear this too.
David, the movie.
I will not be. It is so crazy, bro. Like God's connection. When you deep with God, I'm telling you guys, like, you know, Jesus, like you say, David is the son of the father of Jesus Christ, but they got the trailer. They got a new David movie coming out. That's a cartoon. But so we were studying David and reading David and stuff like that. And I promise you, I say, God, I don't like the cartoons. I know you told us not to trust it, not to follow it and stuff like that. So, of course, we don't want one. But if we could make like a little animation of David, and I know you don't like it, but they already started doing wrong stuff. But if we can try to make it right, you know what I mean, or whatever, even if it's wrong, but have like our meaning behind it. What up, Brother Moan? 2 more minutes, Brother Moan. 2 more minutes, man. I got I still got a verse. I got to finish. But this the new brother, man. We just met this new brother. He's still here. He's waiting. That's my deacon right there, man. Brother Moan, man. If you want to follow him, that's my deacon, man. He'll catch you up and keep you up, bro. We got a new brother in here, man, that wanted to stick around and hear what I can do and stuff like that. So we definitely about to get started. But Brother Moan was here. So it was like I prayed for a movie to be made. And here's the trailer. David got a new movie coming out. It's a cartoon, but David got a movie coming out. Now, you know I don't really like support the stuff like that, but I think it's the movie I asked for, but we just got to pray for it because he's white. So we already know it's not going to be a good movie. He's white. So look, they already already blaspheme. So look, we can't even go watch it. We're going to go to hell. But anyways, but that's going to be cool, you guys. So I'm going to check it out. I'm going to watch it. Even the Passion of Christ, they got the second Passion of Christ coming out. I'm watching it just to see what they come up with and what they try to teach. This is the key. Some of us still are confused on Jesus Christ, but you got a whole new generation that didn't make the decisions you made of how you learned who to pray to. So you got a group of kids whose parents might have not made that decision of who to pray to. So they're not telling these kids that white person, that's not Jesus. But even if you're using it to remember who Jesus is, it's going to contradict you. So you got a whole generation of kids that they're about to push this movie to so they can start praying to him. And not Jesus. Pray to the white guy. So, okay.
Listen, I don't know if you heard or not, but this video was uploaded by the guy behind the camera. You know him. To Canaan's land, I'm on my way.
And you guys know why I play that? To Canaan's land, I'm on my way. That's our whole pilgrimage. That's the whole. We always read Exodus and we want to be back in Exodus with Moses and be like, man, if I was a slave, I'd beat Pharaoh up. We always want to go back. You're back. You're in one yourself, but it's Canaan's land. Everybody, to Canaan's land, to Canaan's land, to Canaan's land. So that's why I play this song.
You know him. To Canaan's land, I'm on my way, where the soul of man never dies. My darkest night will turn to day, where the soul of man different, there will be no sad, oh, there will be no tear. All these peace is one, so long.
Okay, you guys. So that's verse 1, and then we're gonna finish the whole thing tonight. I think it's What a Fellowship, honestly. So we're gonna play. This is my favorite song so far. This is like been beating. This has been beating everybody.
I think I want to talk like one minute, right?
I think we're going to play the whole song of this, and then that's it. Then we're going to start church, y'all. Okay. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, being on the everlasting arm. You don't say what a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting. And you know you're leaning on Jesus, and we're leaning on Jesus, and we're safe and secure from all our. And we are leaning on Jesus, and we're leaning on Jesus, and we're leaning on the everlasting. Oh, how sweet to walk in this. Y'all gotta sound like it really. Come on. Oh, where we lean on. Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way. In this pilgrim way. Like we pilgrims in the world with God leading us and guiding us. And how sweet it is to walk in this pilgrim way. He just leads from Moses, y'all. Actually, it's from Adam. If you know, Moses is just a sign. Because Adam, you guys got to think, all he did was lead Adam in one way, one direction in life. And raised him up to be the greatest man, knowledgeable, wisdom, to learn everything. How sweet to walk in this pilgrim way. And then you continue it. Noah, the ark, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, sold out. Finally, Moses, still leading them, then walking them out to lead them. But always we were a pilgrim, being led by God in this world we don't know anything about. It's all his direction. Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way. Oh, how sweet to walk in this. Y'all gotta sound like it really. Come on. Oh, where we're leaning on the everlasting. Oh, how bright the path goes from day to day. Then it goes, oh, how bright the path goes from day to day. And we're leaning on the everlasting. And you know we are leaning, not by yourself, but you're leaning on Jesus, and we're safe and secure from all our. Because you know we're leaning on Jesus, by us, we're leaning on Jesus, and we're leaning on the everlasting. Oh, somebody say, what have I to get? What have I to feel on? What have I to dread? What have I to fear? What have I to dread? And you see, I play that one back. Then the second one is, I have blessed peace with my Lord so dear.
dear and well. Living on the everlasting. Lost in my children when leaning on Jesus and when leaning. So the man say, answer your all. You ain't got to do it by yourself, leaning on Jesus is always leaning on Jesus and will lean on. Tell your neighbor that you're leaning on Jesus. Yes, we are leaning on Jesus and will say, and secure. Jesus and will lead them on the everlasting arm.
Thank you, guys. Now look. I love it.
Oh, somebody say, what have I to dread? What have I to fear? Lean on the everlasting. I have blessed peace, my fear, my Lord, so dear and well. Lean on everlasting, and you know it all in. Y'all gotta sound like it really. Come on. Oh, how sweet to walk in it. Y'all gotta sound like it really. Come on. Oh, where will lean it on the everlasting. I'm letting go. Oh, how bright the path goes from day to day. Will lean it on.
Oh, how bright the path goes from day to day.
What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arm. You don't say what a blessedness, what a peace in my leaning on the everlasting. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arm. You don't say what a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting. Leaning on the everlasting, and you know it all. The everlasting. Oh, somebody say, what have I to dread? lean on the everlasting arm. I have mercy, peace, my this my Lord, so dear and well. Lean on the everlasting. Lost in my children when leaning on Jesus. I'm out. Alright, y'all. Appreciate that. Thank you. Y'all be running away from me when I be singing, man. And bringing it out. People running away, leaving, not wanting to hear it. That means you can't sing. Stop trying to sing, right? I'm going to keep singing. I'm going to keep loving it. It's the music. It's the gospel. It's the spirit. It's God's words. It's God's hands. It's God's feelings. I have no fear. Because I may not sound, but the feeling inside, the joy, the music I can bring from within, as far as the passion, the emotion, how good it feels just to praise his name. I can sing, even if it sounds horrible. It's how free, you be like that bird caged up and can finally go, can finally sing, can finally spread his wings and fly. And it's like you feel like that every time you sing. So if I sound bad, people leave, make fun of me, I'm going to keep singing. I'll be in front of the whole world singing these songs with no fear. I was raised on these songs. These songs saved my life. These is slave songs, Negro songs. These is the tribe song. And I hold grace to them, hold value, and hold beauty to them. So, Sister Janae, what up? But welcome everybody. Kakarot Sunday Freestyle Church Service. I am Kakarot, the host with the most. I just want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Believe it or not, I had a wonderful time with God. My journey while away, certain little things tried to pop up and stuff, but me and him was able to talk and we got through it. Getting through it, got through it, trying to get through it. We're making effort to try to get through it versus throw it all away. And I felt good talking to my dad, talking to my pops, vibing with my father, even though the circumstances were what they were. But, him quick to always take my side, quick to ride, quick to pick me. So I want to extend that love and quick to ride with him, quick to take his side, quick to pick him, It was really loving. So I demand to have him or no one else. So that's God with me. And definitely. So tonight, y'all, well, that was a wonderful night. I made the biggest mistake in my life. I turned the page on accident, y'all, and I seen it. So my whole Psalms pilgrimage is like, I can't believe it. So I turned the page on accident, not thinking. It was probably my punishment for how I was behaving. Like Moses didn't make it to Canaan. I didn't make it to the end of Psalms on my own without being aware of it. So that's what just happened recently. Was it this afternoon or tonight, this evening? I'm not sure. I think it was this afternoon, but could have been this evening. I'm not sure, but know what happened today. And anyhow, I just want to thank God and praise God. So we're about to jump into this and get started. We left off at Psalms 144. I remember because I was honoring my mother, as I wanted to honor my mother. So we stopped at 144 and we will continue. We have a decent surprise tonight and I will transition and cross over. So we'll continue to read tonight, no matter what happens. All right, we'll continue our reading. It's about to be crazy. I can't believe it. Well, we're doing good. We're doing wonderful. Songs of Solomon is my personal
favorite and go. I'm about to have so much fun with that. But I have faith we may be able to reach Songs of Solomon by New Year's and be cruising right into Isaiah by 2026. So it should be crazy if we did that. 2026 starting Isaiah only guarantees like Matthews would be done by the year. By 2027 New Year's, we would be probably fresh starting Matthews. And I'd highly doubt it would take that long. But by 2027, by the time this will be starting Matthews. So all this hype Christmas and all that boom, that stuff, all that will be in Matthews by then. Mark my words, by Kakarot for sure. This is my words for sure. So anyhow, let's pick up. I was talking heavy. And I had a feeling me talking probably wasn't going to transition back into how deep it was, but yeah. I ain't got no smoke. Where's the weed? They ain't got the weed one no more. All right. Who is that? Welcome. Leah Condra. How you doing? Okay, you guys, let's get started. I don't want to keep y'all waiting. Psalms 144. Leah Condra, I'm a pastor, I'm a teacher. We're about to start reading in the book. If you want to get your Bible out, get your Bible and follow us. We're going to be in Psalms 144 tonight. Everybody, Psalms 144, Facebook, Beagle, TikTok, YouTube, Kick, Twitch. Psalms 144, everybody. Okay. God bless the hearers and readers of his holy word here tonight. I pray for his spirit. I pray for his love. I pray for his blessings to come. Thank you. That's crazy. It's like, no, cuz. Go crazy. Straight up. Yep. Okay. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he is in whom I trust, whom subdueth my people under me. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passes away. Bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them. Send thine hand from above. Rid me, and deliver me out of great waters. from the hand of strange children. Hey, okay. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and the right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O God, upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, that our sons may be as plants grow up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Happy is that people that is such a case. Yeah, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. And the way I'm thinking too, you guys, for God to be warning us of these other gods, these people, these presents, all this negativity, it must be the search right now in the spirit. You can go to 100 churches looking for him, searching for him, and get 100 different answers of who he is compared to the next one. And the next one, so on and so forth. So I'm thinking it's the communication, the search, who you attach yourself to in your look for him. That could be the big hindrance. Because it says, happy is the people whose God is the Lord. Well, you got to understand, those people might not have been with the Lord. Other people. Blessed is the people whose God is the Lord, right? So what about these other people whose God isn't the Lord? But not necessarily intentionally Jehovah's over there and they intentionally went over here to serve something else. Blessed is those people whose God is the Lord. In a world where you got to put God first, but he's also your creator in this world, other people may have approached. Other people may have taken hold and laid claim of you. Blessed is the people whose God is the Lord. Well, we already know the book and the Bible is surrounded and connected to Israel. Someone speaking of the Lord, who is the God of Israel, their foundation would have had to have been a child of Israel themselves. How do I know this? Because who would they would have found? And according to what standard would this God would have been amongst and upon them to be as so and such as them, to connect them back. But since the stories revolved around Israel, I'm just laying claim to someone speaking of God, leading to God, presenting God in a world someone can present their God. if all these gods had a presence, how would you know the Lord? Blessed is those whose God is the Lord, not someone else. And it is made a big emphasis on blessed is the people whose God. So it let me understand, because we can read many scriptures of people whose God wasn't the Lord, whose God wasn't Jehovah's, people who didn't praise God, people who didn't look for God, people who didn't serve God, people who didn't search for God, people who didn't give all their heart and accountability to God. We can give these people and find they happily served a different God. You know what I'm saying? And what was happiness to them and their peace, they lived it. Happy is the people whose God is the Lord. It has made me see everyone else who God wasn't. Yeah. It has made me see everything else, someone whose God wasn't. So happy is the people whose God is the Lord. And it made me feel good. I felt good about myself. You got to think the God of Israel. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The God of Israel. So why would he present anything else? Why would he be anything else? Someone else. The God of Israel. It makes more sense than to claim him. So it has made me more happy to be. You know, that happiness came just from the name of it, because it made me be, my calling was an election sure. It made me feel graceful because I didn't have a God that wasn't. You're talking, what up, Hot Cocoa? You're talking in a world where other people's God could be the creator of all of this. And we're subject to adapt and live to their criteria, their circumstances, their accountability. We have to serve them for their God and how he is. That's what you're talking about. That's what God is saying. Blessed is the people. Happy is the people whose God is the Lord. That's what he's saying. And it made me, again, what if everyone else's God wasn't the Lord? So it made me think in that reference. But also made me understand that meant to search for him, you guys. But it also led the search was the problem. The search was the issue. The search is what clearly is the only way you would have stumbled across anyone else. The search, think of it. To get another God, you didn't just accidentally get him. And not saying you intentionally left God. But it was the search, whether you searched for that individual or not. It's in the search. The search becomes even against you in accountability, like the world you live in. The world you live in, which is not against you, becomes against you. When you see it's not the hands of God that spins the earth to negativity, but it gets spun in negativity. The bountifulness that the earth ultimately is the one that would clean the same, what do you call it, interruption that forced a life to be unhappy due to the circumstances the earth had to cause a human being living here to go through, when the earth itself was not to blame. But as the periodic form, it was what was used and penetrated for that individual's life to not have that good day. So you see the circumstances can be dealt in the form of it being spun. Now, in that same aspect, that you are here under the same earth God created to protect you, negativity can form. That same I'm safe. This earth has my security. And as the same breath, this earth can be dangerous. Now, in the same search for peace, the same search for that salvation, the same search and look up for that almightiness and that outward to exile yourself from this disaster. That same search, like you're in the same search in the world. You're in the same peace in the world. You're in the same pace in the world, and it can still be altered. The search for Jehovah, the search for God, the search for where you are and where you come from and who you are can be altered too as well. And you can be led to something else. That's what made me think that. Because you would have to think, how could someone else come to you? It's in your search. It doesn't mean you search for them. That doesn't mean in your heart was so ugly you led to your father, which was this guy. Your search, if he's going to warn you, you have to put his invincibility together, his clues. You got to put his sure calling. God has pronounced the negativity. God has pronounced the evil. God has pronounced the wickedness. How would it come amongst you? It's in your search for him. These other gods will appear. And it will have to be gods because you're looking for God. And the only reason why they appear, because God, which is so pure, which is so true, if he's so 100% love, to these other gods that may not even have 1% available. That's why you get nothing from them. They don't even have it. Not 20, not 30, not 40, not 50, not 60. They don't have 75. They're not 99. And just off that one, they don't have any. So that relativity, being adapted to not even have one, being adapted to not even 50, being adapted to not having any, becomes a fondability. The 100% God we have not yet got to experience. Although we witness, although we go through it, although we feel we have the connection, we have not experienced the 100%. We've been adapted to the minus, the half of 50. Not, we're used to this. We don't know Jehovah, the 100. His 100 is the calling that he's warning everybody about. He has the 100%. It is the negatives, the 50s, the not even ones that he's warning you about that would appear. It would have to be in his election, in his race, his ballot for God. You have to have those of equal value and presence to give equal. For me to be the man trying to pursue greatness, I'd have to have either the negative man trying to kill everybody, or I'd have to have other people trying to pursue greatness. Me being that man would have to stand out so you would understand. Now, not necessarily always to debate. You don't always have to compare and contrast the man. My point is, this is God being God amongst all gods. And no one else can go to these individuals without going to him first. Which would lead, you wouldn't want to go to these individuals. So if that's me as a man in a world where all these other men exist, what would stand me out that I'm this man everyone has to come to? When everyone else, I have to outclass everyone else. So everyone knows to come to me. That's the benefit. That's what I'm saying as far as the leadership class. But you would have to have other individuals to demonstrate what not to do. So for the world to have chosen me, now for someone to say I'm the one everyone chose, say no one knew me, they just knew they chose the spirit of a human being here on earth that was blessed to be chosen. But no one knew who it dwelt on. They just know they gave their spirit up for that blessing for that one individual. Now all these people come and say, I'm the one you did it to. trying to claim it so everyone could feel that safety and security of knowing they gave that spirit. So it's not, see, that's your Christ. I think when you meet him, you have to give up something, right? To him, right? So the fact, safety and security, you gave that blessing almost like a prayer to God. And he took everyone's prayer and presented it to one man that would have it. You have all these people here saying they have your prayers when they don't have them. But you don't know who the man was you gave it to. You just know you're safe with whoever he is. But you do have other people who clearly, what up, you don't know, come and saying, I'm the one you gave it to. Right? So that will be, I would say tested. We don't want to use the word tested, but that would be put up for the happiness, the excitement, the longing for this individual to finally be known. That would throw off this introduction that you have of yourself. You know what I'm saying? This presentation of who you are, presenting yourself to them, as well as themselves presenting themselves to you. It'll throw it off. So that becomes the warning of the Antichrist, false prophets, many that come in my name. God himself, you guys. If Jesus Christ, that's what I love it. If Jesus Christ is warning you of himself and he's teaching you of God, he even says that. Everything I'm teaching you is about my Father. If he's warning you about that, who is he teaching you about? He's telling you God is going to be deceived as well. If I am going to be misused and tricked and blasphemed and hypocrited all the days of my life, all over this world, thank you, God. God, my Father, would be too. They would use him too. They'd use every one of us. Mary, the Holy Spirit, my hair, Sovereign, one love, the Lord, my hair. They did use everyone. Jehovah, Emmanuel, they'd use everyone. So that's what he's trying to teach everybody. That's what he's trying to introduce to everybody. So, yeah, that's what it becomes. It becomes unnecessary, but someone's going to do it. But that spirit of who you blessed to be crowned the Lord would be your safe haven. Because only you know you dwelt amongst your Savior, one-on-one. You just didn't know him yet. That's your relationship now. You've gave that spirit up. Oh, snaps. Sorry, y'all. Apologize. My bad. You gave that spirit up. You just don't know who. But many will come claiming it. And it doesn't mean you have to be a presence. It can be the church itself. It can be the word. It could be what you were taught. But you connected your spirit to someone, to somebody. That's always going to be your key. It's always going to be your safe haven. It's always going to be your security. It's always going to be your shelter. It's always going to be you connected to somebody. And that's the word. That's the world. That's how it works. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do all that. You're just trying to serve. But okay. I think he was like trying to get me a couple times to come over there. My bad. I'm just new to it, so I wasn't really. But I'll mess with you. I'll mess with you. Okay. So if you follow that structure of how someone can come, I'm thinking the communication of how you search, who you search for. Because that negative or not whole, what up, niggas, saw that 75% of that person that's not even there, that person that's not there, that may be who's been showing up this whole time for us. And that 100% God, the creator, Jehovah, who we need to give our all to, we haven't given it to him yet because we don't know him. We didn't even know he existed. See, that becomes the even deeper method of teaching, that if the God himself, who you should have known your whole life, and you were presented someone else, that it's even available that this person's even here. That's what makes it strange. It was like, God is God, I'm not trying to I never could be like, that's not God, but it's not God. It's not. It's not. And it hasn't been. Why? Because Pharaoh was in control. Pharaoh wasn't some statue. Oh, just some bad guy. All this bad stuff happened. He's Pharaoh. But he never walked, talked, lived, breathed, got to decide for himself whether he was going to listen to God or not. He was just some guy, some statue. He was a person that had power, that had the control over God's people, period. And God, in what is it? I invest in you, invest in you, husband. He invested us unto his care. And he was able to lead forth what he thought at the time, Pharaoh thought at the time, this is what I'm going to do to God's people. And okay. God allowed his care to be who the children of Israel were placed in, right? So why, from a stranger, why wouldn't God himself be someone in your care, in control, in care of you? You know what I mean? Moving and leading and got everything in his hands for you. Why wouldn't that be the outcome of reality? That's what I'm asking. Why wouldn't God have God the one moving everything right now for you? Because it starts with man, who God himself would, clearly gave an opportunity to trust and try. So it isn't, man is bad and can't. So God wasn't you can't do this kind of God. If Pharaoh got the job, if Pharaoh was hired, God was not on some, nah. Hey, look, and not just to throw, blow him out like that. He let Pharaoh, but it shows his love. It actually shows his vibe of how he was like giving everyone that gift of gab, that opportunity. Why not? It shows his relentlessness to be someone else, but it shows the time. It shows the schedule. It shows literally. I would like this. I would like this. I was like that in front of everybody, for everybody. Everybody at this time was like this. And it's like the Saul of Israel being the highest of everyone in the bunch. If Saul was the greatest one God could have picked, it shows the mentality, the mind state, shows the men at that state and how their mind was categorized as such. And Saul was the best out of all of them. So that shows you start a pyramid from Saul and you can't go up. You got to go down. And this is the best, right? Well, like I was saying, was giving it to Pharaoh, and this was obviously in the same King Saul effect. This is obviously the best man. That's how God thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the best man for the job. Which, I was not saying it was out of all the people in the world, this is who it's set on to do out of the bunch. And I was gonna say I was gonna say, in the world of Pharaoh, why wouldn't God be? Oh man, the King Saul effect is dope. I'm trying to think. It was would it have been Pharaoh, you guys? Because I'm trying to think. But it shows this is how I'm thinking at this time. I'm chilling. And it shows a man, if if you're qualified, if you want to take the shot, you can do it. You can be it. It showed the Saul effect of God and how he thought. Welcome, welcome. And I feel Pharaoh, oh man, it was the best man at the time to take the throne. Clearly. But I'm trying to think. It was something related to Saul, like dead smack related, like exactly because if Saul was chosen by God but did the bad thing, right? But he was the best man at the time to do right, right? But of all the men to do bad, he was the head to do bad, right? Of bad men. So it made me think of Pharaoh, because he was given, you see what I'm saying? He wasn't, just like Saul was given that opportunity to think. Look at Pharaoh given all these opportunities to think and do right. He chose not to. You feel me? The Saul effect. What up, what up, what up? Who was that? What up, what up? The Saul effect. So, oh man. Okay. So anyhow, that really dawned on me. That really made me dwell on that heavy. But my point is, just like I was relating God, why wouldn't God be in control? You know what I mean? And just like Jehovah is claiming no other God but me, why wouldn't you know this other person as well? Because now it has the Pharaoh effect. Pharaoh, if you understand, was meant in both directions, as you never saw a king do so. Pharaoh goes in both standards. Because if you ever become a king and have that power, it works for you not to do this. My bad. It works for you just as powerful not to do it. It's just as powerful as him doing it to you. And it hurt you because it was something bad. So just as that story had so much power against him, that he was this evil person, look at the benefit if you become king or a pharaoh or a prince or a ruler or a leader or a master. You have learned what not to do from him. So it has a both benefit. This person you hated because he did this to you, and those same actions, you've grown and prospered from the same neglect, hatred, and insensitivity he prevailed for you. Now you have developed to be sensitive to humans, sensitive to people. You think of God before you do anything. If Egypt taught anything, God's watching. You can never get away with doing a human life, big or small, any unjust way, how you want. You can't do it. If it taught anything, he's watching. You know, no matter how powerful you are in this land, in this world, in this life I've given you, God's watching. So that's the key. And he gave you the power, you know. So what did you do with it? But yeah, so, but my point then, to service a God as such, Exodus becomes your anointing because it proves those conditions. Exodus is a storefront to conditions. That's what Exodus leads to the exile. And the exile marked in this hymn book of the Bible is as deadly and dangerous and honored as the Ten Commandments. It'll always be the key to lead you out. That's the Exodus. God will always send Moses to you. You know, even if you're not the Hebrew Israelite in Egypt no more that it talks about, you're somewhere else. You will always have him. That's the key to Exodus. Why? Because someone like Revelations is going to lead you to that perdition where your worship, your prayers, your everything you look for in life is going to be how in life the items, your freedom to use the bathroom, to eat was taken away and forced away from you, and only with permission were you accessible. When it was free in human life to do these things, yours was chained up in a cage in a prison as a slave, unable to do so. So those same boundaries of there's no way in life, this condition is what I'm subject to by an individual with the power to try to take it from me. Slavery, accountability. Well, it's going to be times that, but you got to think. You have to eat, take food, you got to pee, you need medicine, you need this and that. Took it away, which is natural life. Alarms, bells ringing. Human beings aren't able to do so, but nothing comes to help, right? Supposedly, right? Then, in this form, you have to think your natural things. Physical food, because it's available. Once taken away, like you saw the welfare. The welfare was and there's only, you have half people paying cash, half are on welfare at the grocery checkout line. So the scare is only really half. Now, to find a way to scare the other half, you know what I'm saying, with the same effect that, what up, Brother Moan, that it's not available. That becomes his exercise. He doesn't want you to think that way. But that's it. So to deprive you of that, now what are you going to do? You're forced to now lean on what is natural life. I should be able to do this. I should be able to have this. If I take it away, and you see other people doing it, but you can't think of it, that becomes the new slavery. So you saw the physical aspect of things taken away. He's going to do the same thing, but it's going to be in this powerful, if the white man through his laws could take your food away, and you see the power of the government said none of you can eat, and everyone's looking like, how am I get to the president and how am I get those steps to fix this? And you see the turmoil, the power of a government, the white man, all these things can put a human to. You got to understand, when he forces that, the power is going to be, you got to get the source of it. I just took it away from you. But This is laws. This is worldly food you got used to. Okay, I'm used to someone saying no, right? You've never been used to it not available. Meaning, like in another powerful way, you can't eat now. So you have to follow the steps of what you already been led to. That's the physical human form of Babylon taking it away. You haven't met the actual mind behind taking it away and why I want it taken away. You get what I'm talking about? That becomes the new method that's about to be forced. But you follow the food source of how that you're spiritual. You got to think as a human being, what would be things normal for you to do that is now stripped away and you couldn't do it? That the physical aspect has already shown you. Now it's going to be, the physical, spiritual, someone forcing your mouth, screaming at the top of your lungs and nothing's wrong. You're not deaf. You're not mute. You can't talk. You can't move. You can't do, you're going to start to the realm. It's not going to just jump probably to the physical. It's going to be in the form of these things. They're already trying to do music. Music is copyrighted, infringed on Facebook. If you put a new song out, which people can play, and millions of people, because of this one post, want to hear that song you put out, because this person was playing it, they stopped it. All these laws, everything to keep music from being played. Because music is what's moving everyone. They don't want to listen to Donald Trump. They want to hear the new song that's coming out. So they have the hate on it. It didn't make sense business-wise. Why wouldn't you let people promote something? And then if you got people jamming to it, that shows they like it. So they stopped it. So you got to start to see the wave. You got to start seeing the attack of this is bringing us money, but it's also shifting them away from the politics, the government, the control we have. So now they have to war with it. So you have to follow the war. And then check the prophet. Something doing good is under attack. Something that has helped people, something that has healed people, something that has blessed people to change their life. Think of Christ. Music. Now they're attacking, trying to prevent it from having access and source to be out for people. So you have to think and then use that. That's going to lead the tail back to the outcome of what's the beginning of why we even did it to you. So you got to use your head because you can't trust it. Once you get into this of Kakarot, there's no, it's not real. I got to keep, I'm going to doubt it and trust these people and move forward. You're going to get ambushed. Once you go in here, there's no turning back. Don't doubt. They really are that vindictive. Maybe you want to give them credit. You want to give them too much credit, but at the same time, you don't want to lose your life. So I want you to be that serious about it. Or these preach the devil, preach the devil, preach the devil. God ain't going to kill you. So if you're living a life that's going to get cut short and it wasn't God to do it, yeah, I'm teaching you. Because if it's that serious in your life, you can die from it. I think ignoring it is the last thing. Or if ever, think, all these people, the devil's out here, it's fine, I'm going to just trust God. It's like, you ain't even got a word from these people. They didn't even send you nothing to look forward to for you to pack. Because look what happened. You can't ignore it. Now imagine people teaching that and prepared it. So you got to think. The prophet himself, when no one even knows, we're lost in a 400-year prophecy of Jehovah anyway. The last prophet to touch was tempted. He wasn't blessed. He wasn't riding the clouds. He didn't have all this gold and was just chilling somewhere happy. He was under attack. The last thing anyone knows is under attack. Then it goes silent. All of a sudden, 400 years on, Jesus Christ. It goes all that without all that. So it's like, think about it. Even if you yourself to this point move forward in the Bible and ignore Job and just from Psalms and finish the Bible and you don't look at that, what's the connection you're going to have with every other story that passes? You're going to do what the last people on earth that was with him did, because it comes realer. No one solved this. And the key to Job, for it to be solved, you got to understand the Bible. It's bloodline. That a human stumbling on Job and just solving it isn't going to happen. That's God intended. If that human just, stumbled across it, it was God intended for that individual, because it leads to something. How you know Job isn't closed? What do you have to close it? So no one's armed you with it, because it hasn't been armed. And you got to understand the prophecy. For someone to have did this, you can't talk about it. This is life. You'd have had someone that's a victim himself. So now, in your wisdom, this is your pastor, first 2 years, the devil's under attack of me. He's trying to get me. Then we read the connection anyway. A similarity. Why is he teaching if he's under attack? Then he personally starts to develop and dive into these attacks and prophesize, teach, preach, inherited with his teachings. And he opens and reveals, just so happens, this is Old Testament. I haven't shouted out into the New. It just so happens the way it goes is in this direction. So that's why I love that. But the point of Job, think of it, everyone. We're in a world where we're not too far from him, because he's a victim of the captivity. As Psalms next to you clearly gives open, you're not free right now. So think of it. If Psalms opens up captivity, why is David writing it? Free. So you got to use your head as God make mistakes. We saw him go back, the prophet Nehemiah. We saw him go back as the book of Chronicles. We saw him replay things even in the book of Kings, restating Genesis, Exodus. We see these things of Jehovah in the Bible, always using it to move forward, for the story forward. But the light of going back is only aspiring everything, so that the connectivity of why this is so powerful when it booms and blows up. Why? And think, we never read it. So when we do go back and God wrote to go back, look at the genius of when we continue to move forward and where we know we came from, to know why he's going back. That's the beauty. That's what I'm talking about. And this is all old. See, we even know it's a pilgrimage for Israel. We don't even have to use we're 400, we're the black. It's a pilgrimage going on in this whole story. If we do cross over eventually. And Brother Moan, this is what's so cool. We're in Psalms. I made a mistake, man. I turned the page on accident. I turned the page, not paying attention. So I know what's next. I didn't read anything, but I saw and I know what's next. So I just can't believe we're about to, we're about to do something so beautiful. We reached another one of our heights for church, but think of it. We're in the book of Psalms. I just turned the page on accident. So we're dead spank in the middle. Dead spank in the middle. And this is why God is so good. We haven't reached our destination as far as where we personally are in life, in his prophecy, in his book, in his Bible. Where are we today? Which is fine. We know where we are, where we started. You understand? We know where we're going. For it to have stopped for the 400, and we're just now peekabooing into the 400, knowing you still have, as the Bible speaks, 400. This is why it's the beauty. This is Adam 930. Oh, 930, what does that mean? We read all this, and it was 930 years. I get an award, teaching the cow, all this stuff. 930, no one relates. Adam is the same age as he would be 6 days younger than the earth. Those 930 is God's way of saying, what year is it? Wisdom. You got to love him to understand how you think. That's Adam. I put it in your brain. Here's a bird. He said it. It's good. A man will always continue from you, pass, and have the same. You have to love and trust. That 930, he stamped that. He's shouting it out, waiting. Caught me. The year would be. He's the same age as Earth. That's wisdom. You got to love things like that. Now, the 400 is calling us. So you have the 400. Why would it be important to read anything in the New Testament? Jesus, why? Doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. So you learned all this in the Old. Come to find out, look where you are. Because if the 400 signifies time's up, but it only signifies that with Christ, how could you be there when you yourself live in a time when you're looking for him? So it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up for everyone to be turning their heads all the way back here, looking in life after they read back here for it out here. When in reality, you haven't even crossed over from, you know what I'm saying? That's the key. That's what, and I knew it. I knew we were back in the old, but wisdom of Christ and just teaching of him and stuff. But do you see how you stutter? Even now, I just realized when bringing up Christ is even if you sound good talking, you because it's not completed. You have no proof of what you're saying. No factual. Bible states. You state past tense. Think of that again, Brother Moon. Bible states for sure. If you open a book, find that. You, on the other hand, as a teacher, state past tense of it. Bible does state it, but look how you state it. Just because it's wrote in here, I could read the last word of this book. That doesn't mean that's it, but it's available to be read. So because it has that, I cannot stamp the time of that last word, even if it's the last word of the Bible. I can't say that's where we are. So the fact people open that book and say, this is such and such, you get what I'm saying? With no. And who told you Jesus did this? So that you got up and start preaching about this. And because they can't answer, it has to come from a man that was taught the same thing, told them. Who told you this, sir? So you're teaching someone off of something someone told someone else. Not the reality of even, and this is what I'm saying. I remember I never warred with churches, but we see churches as fraud. Not the people, the building. Then you see the people lead the fraud. Then, literally, like, I want to trick people. Then you have people misled and blind and would trick you, not knowing they're tricking you. So you have these qualifications, but it's not necessarily, now. So, oh my God. Stop it. Let's see the truth. Pops. Okay. Sorry y'all about that. It slipped. It seemed like every time it slipped, time to roll up. But okay, so we're gonna jump back to reading. I just get these love urges, man. And I love urges to continue to teach and talk God's word, and I don't have no remorse about that. I'm not sorry about it. Actually, it does me some good. But okay. I'm gonna take this. as I say, the churches, okay, it's starting to come back. The churches, exactly. So, and they have to understand exactly. That's where I was going to reach. They got to understand the foundation of the Bible, you guys, is God coming to you. That's what and that's where the church has tricked everyone about. That a man can start on his own talking and prophesying. Remember this, what I'm teaching you. It went from God sending, because you got to get it. God has to prepare you. One, you don't have a clue who your ancestors are, what I taught them, how I treated them, who they are. So regardless of what you as a human being think you can do, look at what you have to know anyway. Think of the past. Wouldn't a prophet have not just, you just come question, well, who's this guy? He may have not learned about him, nor met them. But for him to say, I don't know them, but I met Moses, that's significant. That means God wanted Moses of everyone that even the earth was going to ask this person about to learn specific of Moses. But my point is, from a prophet, you guys got to understand you're learning deeper than, you guys got to get that. That's the stamp. That's Christ's stamp. How are you going to prove Jesus is Jesus in this world, right? God sent God sent everyone he created. You're here to live. So for someone to say God sent me and I'm Christ, you got to understand that has a lot of power in this world. Everyone else is sent here to living. So the fact you are here amongst us living is very deep, that I see my brothers and sisters. I can see strangers. I can see people I never met every day. And here you are. So now, for the church, you guys got to get the only rule in life. You guys got to get, there's wisdom. Beginning, middle, which would always is going to be current, because no one's in the future. Past, present, future. No one's in future. So you're never going to have that. You're never going to have a future reference, because it doesn't even work like that. Once you see beginning, middle, and end, even people in the beginning had to live like that. It doesn't exist. We just so happen to get to, and that's not even true. The middle is Christ. And the fact he's not here, we're not in the middle. That's where, and Brother Moan, hear this. This is the most biblical. We're going to get back to church, but this is the most biblical part. Christ isn't here. So we can't allegate that the opening of the New Testament hasn't even been, well, I can't say that. And then I can, but the New Testament hasn't even been open yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even done. We're not in the New Testament. And this is what I want. That's what I was going to tell you. This is the key to everyone. There's nothing in the New Testament that can stamp anyone, because we can talk about what we read, but you can't talk about it, because none of those words have opened up. It's a book sealed, literally. So communicating about it, you guys, like, that's like God saying, if a cat never existed, but in Matthew's, cats were created, everyone would say, I got a cat. But in reality, no one saw one yet. And then the key, they're not out. Those what we know, they're not out yet. So, come on, I ain't smoke. But okay, okay. So the key of religion, Jesus, the New Testament isn't even open. So none of that anyone talks about, you guys understand, it's just not even open. And how we think we're reading things, when it opens, those words that we're even using today, you gotta get the New Testament isn't even open. These words we're speaking, we may not even want these words anymore. Because it's not, you guys gotta get the New Testament. And the fact that we're still currently living in the old, speaking it, that's, Brother Mo, just start from, like, literally, you ain't got to debate no one. But knowing your heart, it's not even open. We can't even live that. You can't even open that. It's not even open. The New Testament, period. You can read it all you want, educate yourself all you want, to be told that, do it this way. Fine. But you got to think, even the Old Testament, you're going to get told, do it that way. But I just wouldn't waste my time on it, personally. Because I was reading, they was reading it to me, I was like, it's deep, but we're not ready. We've started a pilgrimage, literally. Who's our author? And who have we vowed month and month and month? Not on our own, not even just because the Bible said. Because I can go in 15 classes on Bigo and have people read something. And I promise you, none of them is going to be the same account, the same verse. They can read the same scripture. Go 50, like read John this, read everyone. They're not going to, it's not even going to be the same. So you got to imagine those 15 people in their Bigo classes teaching everyone, when that any verse come up, their outlook, and then you got to understand 14 or 13 or out of the 15, number 1, they're saying something different. Because it's their outlook, which is always going to subject someone wrong. And remember that I wasn't bashing people. My point of 15 different outlooks, how can you trust your mind? Because you got to get 15 different churches are headed by one mind that makes the decision. If 15 different churches that started Catholic, Christian, Methodist, Baptist, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, all these things didn't coexist, what makes you think the offspring of these people inducted in that religion, that manner of following, and that church is going to do any different? You got to use that. 15 minds already tried to contact him, and they've been doing it for years with new people. That's why they're here today. That's the relationship of the church. All these years, people have been trying, which isn't, I'm not laughing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that, my point is, anyone can read, my point is, anyone can say anything. Anyone can, I can sit here and Psalms 1 and read it like I didn't have no, if I try to block out the fact how I am, how I've been teaching and just start reading it, I can read this to you all day. And I'm not about to teach like Kakarot. I can read it all day. So what you heard versus what I start doing and I read it, I promise you it'll be church. It'll probably have more people here. You think it's just wonderful. You understand what I'm saying? I can do that, and I'm telling the truth. But I can shift and be someone else easily. Because all you're doing is reading it. Now, from what we read, let me just throw what I think this means. It's deeper. You guys got to trust. How you doing? Nice to meet you. You guys got to trust him. That's the key to it. I just told you 15 humans in their clear, sane mind. They're not murderers. They don't kill people. They're not touching little boys. They're trying their best in their churches. 15 different people have read this book and spoke what they thought it meant. And remember, they do not agree with each other. 15 different minds in the name of God. Let me remind you again, it's not something to play with. And they're truly devoted to continue to teach these people, this is what it means. They have hundreds. They got people all, I'm not laughing. People support these churches. And surprise, it's every church that's here today. with the foundation of that one mind and them 15 different people. And you're around them all day. Generation after generation passed on to what he thought was so smart. Now these people have followed and taught it. Someone else thought they were smart, added in some. Now you got, but my point is, any mind can open this book and read it. Any mind can repeat it out loud, and any mind can give their thoughts of what they read out loud. Now, to separate that mind, because that mind, those pastors have devoted and dedicated. They do good. I'm not going to step on someone's feet, but you guys got to understand, why would these individuals want that? So you can't call this, that's the Adam and Eve effect. You didn't know churches was by the devil, fine. Why are you still talking? That becomes the Eve effect. He tricked you, I'll give you 100%, not 50, I'll give you 100%. He tricked you, now to you. Why did you eat it, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the same question I asked you right there with him. That's fine. Boom, boom, blame him, boom. He's out the way. Now to you. Why did you eat it? Same question. Now it goes, why are you preaching church? I didn't know the devil did that. That's fine. You didn't know you was in a world trick. Boom. Why are you preaching church? Same question. Because that's the reality. Why are you giving people accountability? Now you have someone trying their best. I'm going to always bless them. Now, for these people trying their best, do they cut and slip in? There's something they're not. That becomes a difference, because even if you said it in your heart and no one knows you think it, you're in front of everyone with that in your what? Chest, spirit. Every word is, even you're not going to know I'm sitting here lying to you with this. You're already given into it. Even if you did it on your own, no one knew it. Look how you lie. Look how the reality, even up there, no one knows it. Talking good, everything went great. Got 10,000 in collection plate for the day. It was a great Sunday. Look what you just administered to everyone. You don't know I'm doing this. You don't know me. You don't know God and me. And you don't know I've been tricking. And not even he's tricking you like trying. You don't know in my heart, I'm not someone trying to be whole. I got an agenda. I got something like this. I got something like that going right in front of you. So you catch yourself. So it's nothing to play with, is all I'm saying. Now you got to understand the whole foundation of why you are giving your all to this belief started with God giving a priest the objective, Melchizedek, what to do. Gave it to him. Not Melchizedek was this great guy. Remember that. Remember the Bible is taught that. He was this great guy. On his own, he chiseled his name in that stone. So you remember him for this man thinking to do that. Doesn't work like that. That isn't the case. That was the case. You have 100 people in the Bible in one story doing all these things. Not just one that God just so happened to choose out of everyone that might have been chiseling on a rock. But it wasn't the rock God told them to chisel on. You can do all this. But look at the difference of God behind you. I can be the president all I want. But if God's not with me, I'm just another man trying to tell someone else what to do because I'm in a position of power. That doesn't even give me the name. So I just want you guys to know the difference. God anointed. And you got to get it. If no one has the word of God and he knows everyone's hungry for it, and he sends someone with it that has the food now, not physical food, has the food to feed your starving belly of his word, and the whole world waiting. Versus someone just came offering to speak something God didn't say. Becomes the foundation of how you learned it in the first place. You were hungry, or not even knowing at first you needed the word. Or maybe you were starving of it. Maybe God spoke it to you first. Somehow the word was sent to you as a gift. And you got to get why the gift. Because only one person bared it. That's the significance of why it was so important for him to speak it, or her to speak it, she to speak it. It could be an animal. We're going to learn about animals that did great things in this book. Not just they're helpless and needed salvation. And think, if the serpent can talk to you wickedly to hurt you, why wouldn't he put the spirit of an animal to talk something good to you? So you got to think of God. And these are his words spoken. Now, stamped by him. I was lost, didn't know where to go preaching sometimes. And you saw it as a witness. That's why I love what I knew I was doing. Being this open, what seems vulnerable, that's stupid. People are going to look at you. God's protecting me. You guys got to get the secureness. Get the safety. You know what I mean? Get the shield of his protection. And you won't worry about anything. You'll have no fear in this life, in this world, ever. That's all I'm saying. That's God. What up, brother? Welcome back. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think like that. And so and like I was trying to teach, what up, Onyx? Like I was trying to teach everyone, is opening for the word. So you got to understand now, what's beautiful, if someone heard the word from a prophet and they heard it, guess where the word and where God and where the whole foundation of it is? In his word. So if you heard it and started to believe it, it's a possibility he may have picked you through the word. It didn't have to be because no one knew anything. I just sent somebody. So now that's your actual, how, like, if Cain and Abel had to present God something, and let's just say Cain didn't know what to go get. Abel did, right? The prophet becomes the gift of what you're supposed to collect, what you're supposed to pick and take and present, because it's God's gift and his message, his word, his leadership in the message. If you were paying attention, you would have listened and found me in there. You know, so that's how you to continue. And that's all I ask everyone, because you got to understand, what prophet isn't going to take the role of a preacher that's loud? And look, let's take someone lying. Look at someone lying, how loud they are as a pastor. So what prophet, knowing the word, the will, the foundation is to scream and shout for joy, God's name, who's quiet? No, here's another one. Who don't you know about? You know what I'm saying? Use your head. Jesus Christ. Now look, you got the preacher, the prophet, the king, everybody, right? Jesus Christ. You don't hear a peep from him, not someone else about him. You don't hear nothing from him. So that's where you really should be shocked and bamboozled. Like literally, you don't even hear anything. Like literally, you're quiet. No, look, I can know the pastor that God sent in the Bible is dead. So it'd be a miracle to look for him and find him. But the person that died and came back, I'm shocked. He ain't got no excuse to tell everybody he can't. Think of it. Everyone else, if you tried to call someone that is in the Bible that had a life, you read about it, worshiped, served it, obeyed it, but they died, you can't talk to them, right? Now look at Christ, who is woke up. He has no excuse to tell anyone, oh, I died. So I gotta be quiet like everybody else is quiet. I'm just saying, it doesn't add up when everyone else, is waiting for him so they can open up their mouth again. So proves that didn't happen. You got to think. He's preparing you for himself or for them is even a deeper question. Because if the answer to who he is, they still haven't answered it, you're not even ready for him, even if he was in front of you. Think of it. He's not coming for you to serve him. He's coming to serve you. He said, I'm not coming to be served. I'm coming to serve. That means Jesus is your king, you're Messiah, you're Lord. You're not here to, Jesus, let me kick your feet up. Is let me kick your feet up for you. Like, it's different. So you got to understand them. What would their message be if the king of all their prophecies is here to relieve you? What would they prepared you for? Then you got to think, how come you don't get relief? Because you're not going to them. Think of it. If they themselves need his help, what's the sacredness of their word? It's not fulfilled yet. If they cling to him, he hasn't touched theirs yet. Meaning, he clearly couldn't have touched it if they had to open it. And if theirs is still shut, that could only have meant what? Yeshua didn't do it. He didn't touch it. And if Yeshua didn't touch it, faith, well, that means the story's not real. That means he ain't touched it. Y'all just running. That means he didn't touch it. Thank you, Evelyn. It's going wonderful. That means God didn't touch it. Jesus didn't touch it. And that's it. And look, when you follow the key, Jesus didn't do it, you will see the honor of a priest clearly couldn't have been touched by God. That's how you see it. You gotta trust the work. Right now, Prophet Manasseh Jordan, who I stamp as a prophet, is talking. But he's not out loud. He doesn't have a glow. He doesn't have the thunderstorm over him to get everyone's attention. He's talking every day, hoping people just give him a chance. He does YouTube. He was on BET promoting himself for black people. He didn't sell out for white people. He was all black. That's his objective, right? People don't just crowd around him and know he's a prophet and he's real. So that shows why. But look at the time. And his prophet is his prophet. The time he's in is the time he's in. If he sees he's rejected, he's in a time he must prophesize that. Not try to okay it and go with it. And see, he has to sense that's the need. Look at how you were accepted. Even me now, I have to look at that. No one wants to give me a chance. So what do I prophesize? Do I keep on? I got to see that. That's the mind that needs the help. It's the people that will reject me. It's not me searching for this person. And clearly only Brother Moan. Clearly every I'm thinking he's going to have a brother or sister here consistent. No one shows. So it's not the need. It's the why. Now we have to focus every prophecy to help these people that would reject, because that's where it's at, the rejection. You faced it, right? No one comes to see you, Kakarot. So it's the rejection. That's what you build and work on, because it's not what you're teaching. You're amazing. So that's the confidence. So you don't fail. You failed at teaching. Now, what's the root of what you taught? It wasn't accepted. As proof, if someone listened, would it be accepted? There's Brother Moon. Does it work? It worked. People just didn't accept it. They didn't take time. They didn't give it. But does it work? It works. Now, what more proof do you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm telling you. That's what he just said. He's a God of confidence. I can kill myself on accident. He's not gonna feel bad. It's gonna be something blessed of him. Then, it depends. But he's calmer than anything ever. And there'd be times I'll be expecting him to be upset and he wouldn't. I'd be like, wow. But it's times because of how we are, I would expect and accept him to be like that. And get on me and be like, son, 2 5 4 4, I am the Almighty God. Bow yourself down to me. And I'll do it in an instant. And then in the same breath, he'll be the lovingest God in the world. So, yeah, he's different, you guys. He's different than, I'll say that. And he's not, and this is the thing with me, God is indifferent. You don't know him. So even in today's time, because we've been led to think he's that way, when Kakarot says God's different, it's not he's different, he's the same. It's you didn't know him. You presented himself. He was presented as him, and I said he's like that, and used, how I said different, it'd have been he's similar. He's that. That's who he is. But because you don't know him, yeah, it's different. Because you've been accepting, expecting, you've been getting different. So if he didn't show up and no one appeared and was trying to trick you and you didn't know him, he'd be different than what you thought you knew. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's only because you don't know him. But when you meet him, you're like, oh, he's the same. He's, he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, and you got to think of yourself. How many words do you really say a day? Like, really, like, I was talking to you, really do. Use yourself. You know what I mean? So your communication, some people talk like that, and you got to understand God. That's the beauty when you may hear someone talk, oh, I don't like how they say it. Are they white? Or they Chinese about to start talk, not in Chinese, but they've been talking about Chinese things. Or you be around Mexico, they start talking about Spanish things, like, But when you listen for God, you don't hear any of that. You hear him, and you hear a voice and a spirit he created. It's like you go blind with your eyes open, looking at these people. It's like you close your eyes, go blind, can only hear. Then you hear the voice. Him, you love who he is that blessed this person, their voice, their spirit, whatever the communication, joy, happiness, could be crying, whatever they're doing, you love it. It's like you open your eyes and you see who they were. Now, it may be a Mexican, may have been a white person, may have been an Asian, a native, someone else in this, a black person, may have been that. But you fall in love with the person because it's his. That's the rule. Then if they break out of that, because you got to get, if you see someone as God's creation, you would bless someone in the world that just saw him as a person. They're bound to the fact you have only saw him. So now that this whole world has this human sees it like that. Then these people that didn't even themselves see that they're God, that blessing came upon them. They can go left and right, stumble and fall. He's picking them up. Then you may have someone stumble out of that and not be worthy, be bad and stuff. That becomes your approach now. But you have blessed everyone with it. So for a fact someone stepping out of it clearly had to be a monster to get out of a blessing, especially if they didn't even see it. Yeah, you gave someone some money, they go waste the money. Someone didn't know it, so they didn't spend it. They didn't know they had it, So it's like, but you become that, and that's how you arm yourselves. You see everyone, and everyone in that room is devils, but you do not realize what you just did. The Spirit of God is amongst everyone here. That's what you don't get, and you got to live. You don't get your opening the earth. Everything is his. You may be in front of machines. It's him. You just have to really, love him and focus. And he'll communicate even with material, technology, electronic. He'll communicate anything, everything, all things are his. You just have to fall in love and have trust with him. That's God. And you do that with everything. I do it with animals. He gets real happy with them because he'll send their already joy and double it. And they'll be happy that you're interacting with the creator, the Father, God, Almighty Jehovah, that made you and both of them happy. Like, animals are very wise. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you can get angry and they know something's mad. So they're going to know a presence and a feeling even you that makes them happy didn't bring. So you just gotta, and that's why I use animals a lot, because you gotta understand it. But that's how you find him. But I'm doing that because I believe the purpose of it was the impersonations. Be wise. It was something I was talking to God, whatever I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I pray it comes out a little later once we continue to start reading. Happy is that people that is in such a case, yet that is in a case, yeah. That in such a case, yeah. Happy is that people whose God is the Lord. And it just made me think that that's what the method of teaching church became. Happy is the people whose God is the Lord. That made me think. What about the people whose God wasn't the Lord? And it was praying, worshiping something else. So it made me think, how could this person come to you? And it made me think, it's in the search. It's in your look. It's in your wanting to find God. That these, obviously, think of it, no other God but me. And happiness is those whose God is the Lord. What if your God wasn't the Lord? And what if you didn't know he wasn't? Because the Lord has one identity. He may appear to all, but he's only one God. If he was two gods, he would have accepted anything other than himself, something chose to do. So he's one. So it made me think him, whose God is the Lord. But it also made me think of everyone else. So when I read that part, that's the last Psalms of 144. Blessed is the people, happy is the people whose God is the Lord. Made me think whose God isn't. And it made me think of when you look for him and something else comes. And it's not necessarily you look for it, that's something else. So it made me think, is that how they get you? When you search for him, when you look for him, when you're trying to find him, would something else come? Then I started thinking, well, if I measure, today's Sunday, everyone went to church. Not everyone, but everyone went to church that is looking for him. Well, looking for him isn't, necessarily. That's all I'm saying. The search for him doesn't mean you're looking for God. Think right now, the Baptist church, Catholic church, and Christian church. The name of God, this is why it stood out to me. The name of God doesn't have no power if God, Baptist, God, Christian, God, Catholic, we even put God, Jehovah's Witness. Those are four. And if they prayed to that person, they wouldn't have no reason to argue. So imagine that. Those are four different gods. So this is very significant. When I said it stood out to me as blessed is happy is the people whose God is the Lord. Now, 4 people went to those churches today for sure. Different gods equal different lords. So happy. And if this verse is read in their churches, they're going to believe they are. Now, do you see his name? If a person comes to you who's a Mormon, even if they didn't use Allah and was a Muslim, and let's use one more, was a Buddha. We didn't even put a Catholic Christian. We didn't put all of them, right? But listen, and they come saying, in the name of God. I'm so serious. Everyone in the room gonna think God. And you did not know their God. That just so happened to have the name that sounds like God. It sounds just like God, don't it? Wouldn't if someone came in here listening to me and said the God they prayed to, say God. We know God, the one we've been learning. But just because someone comes in here and go, God, and they've been praying to a potato, a rock, a sponge, the Illuminati, But look at the name is all I want you to see. I'm not trying to be funny. Look at the name. Do you see any difference with God? So Jehovah, you understand what I'm saying? Separating God, letting you know he has a name. So you never get it mixed up. But even that name, you got to see, many will come in my name, Jesus Christ, but he's only letting you know about Jehovah. Many will come in his, using it, trying to bear it. There was a bar Jesus in the Bible that bear the name Jesus for a reason. And I'm thinking, you have to cut your eyes very closely. This himself. It's not no option. That's some people. Any person that comes right now, would have had him inside. That's the significance of the individual himself. He himself was in him and did him like that. So it doesn't matter who said anything. Did you live like that? Do you have that issue? Is that individual bothering you? See what I'm saying? The Antichrist reveals Christ. Christ reveals the Antichrist. If you put that together, you would see yourself. That's why that only popped up because many will come in my name. But what's the name? Like I said, I can sit here and present you the name of God. I can give you the name of God. I can give you the name of God. And just to put people to rest. Oh, Catholics pray to the same God. Baptists say it's not a difference. You got to understand. If I'd say my church and my belief in religion, and I'm a Baptist, should go as such. But you as a Catholic believe this. You as a Christian believe this. You as a Methodist believe this. You as whatever. Still of the Bible aspect of using. We all use the Bible, but you believe in something. That's a form of your God accepts and only requires this for you to do. That these that practice this would not do. So I don't care what anyone says. That's a different God. It's all by what we choose to do as a Catholic, that the Christians, that the Baptists, that we choose as Muslims, that we choose as Jehovah's Witnesses, we choose as Christians, that the Baptists. It's God and how I can't do what you do because that upset God. I can't do what you do because that accept God. Well, then your God would be different if their God allowed it. And their God, your God would be different if your God allowed it. Those are two different gods. Otherwise, God's lying. Told you not to do that and told you to do it. So that's how I say they worship different gods. It's all about their choices and what they do, what they stand for. Their foundation upright of what their religion stands for. And you wouldn't have religion of this and religion of that if they're the same. Might as well call it grandma's house or something. You know what I'm saying? Something, you know, all these other names. But they working together. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, stuff like that. You gotta be careful with that. Feel me? You got to be careful about that, baby. Gotta be careful about it. Do you know how to be careful about it? Cause I don't think you know how to be careful about it. Okay, hold on. Run low. I'm running low, girl, for me. And I've been waiting for my Bible all day. Daddy's home, Jehovah me. Cause to be greater, 3 to 3 and no rain. What are you going to do? What you do to me, baby? What you do to me, baby? I don't get hungry again. Fast. I don't know. I didn't eat. I didn't eat everything. Really? I didn't eat everything. That was my plate. I ended up saving it for later, so I understand why I am hungry again. That's all my little boo left. All the weed I got left, cuz what am I gonna do, cuz? What am I gonna do, Lord? I ain't got nothing to smoke. I just bought that yesterday. Should I be mad? Oh my goodness. I was buying eighths and going back to the store the next day, man. So then I went to a quarter. I just bought a quarter yesterday. That quarter's gone. I'm like, what is going on? I know I tried to smoke a little less on the song, but it seems like the lyrics keep telling me to smoke and puff out. So I inhaled the doja, get lit THC. Got me so bold. Got me so bold. I just want to smoke. Don't you know it? Don't you know? Jehovah growed it. Roll it up loud. Let me smoke it. Take a talk with Moses. What we want. Dun dun dun. Got explosions off the block. taking notice what you want. Can't control it when it get up. I'm talking smoking off the blunt. Didn't notice when it went up. Smoking focus, what you want. Got the potion, light it up. Didn't go in smoking blunts, but control is peer pressure. I didn't notice I was eyes up. Smoking focus like the blunt. Saving roaches. Saving roaches off the blood from the blunt. In case of urgent, no rehab. Man, my bad. I went in there to get something to eat and left the food in here, man. Looking for it. Who's that? I be trying to just eat something real quick. I don't want y'all to just be waiting for me. You know what I'm talking about? The bitch that I been eating, but I didn't eat. And then the food, I couldn't find the food. I was trying to hurry up because they be trying to cut. If you don't be in front of the, if you don't just be up here, they try to cut you off and stuff. Then you have to, they'll ban you for like 10 minutes so you can't go back. So I had to put something in there real quick because I ain't even eat. But I got a whole little bowl left of leftovers from earlier this evening. And if I get hungry again, I'm going to tear that up. Tear that up. All right. Whew. Appreciate that. Now, so that's all I was just trying to tell y'all about the path. Like, you feel me? I just want y'all to, God is going to send someone. It doesn't work like we can become anything. That's the key. It doesn't work like that. Because think, if you got yourself to a certain point, you're going to want to expect certain things that you may not be expectably worthy of. That's because you did it yourself. God's going to raise you. And that's the only thing what I can say. If you chose your own route, you have to understand your own mistakes. It's something you learn. First and foremost, you have to learn to make and correct yourself from. Well, the only thing on your own route, it's full mistake that you have clinged yourself to. When you trust an individual, you are trusting wisdom that has been passed down, format, friendly, however, to abide you in a guideline. When you go solo, you're free from all these bounds and commands and strains that would give you that reason to live. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. So, you got to understand, you're not solo. There's a whole house, there's a whole family, there's a whole prophecy of prophetesses and prophets that lived before you. So you can never be someone on their own, no matter what you do. Because you got to get, while you're on your own, there was someone that lived, that helped and saved and changed people's lives. So lonely and on your own is never the key and answer in a world where greatness resulted on what many people I could impact and help with these good, great, blessing things that God has given me. So on your own would never result to it. So, but, anyhow, again, God will send you someone that you need, but it's not meant for a human being to send themselves. But, so, that's what led me to, like I was saying, God, happiness is the people whose God is the Lord. Well, it made me think of, it made me think of us, and what if God is the Lord to us, but at the same time, God wasn't the Lord to us in reality? How would we fix it? How would we even know we made a mistake. Like things like that started to come to my head. And but the good thing is, like, God is our God. So, we couldn't go too far away, is my point. No matter how far we are. Couldn't go too far. He is our God. And that's proof. That's what I know. I love him for that. And I'm very thankful and grateful for him for that. I appreciate him for that. So, okay. Okay. Let's go. Psalms 145. Let's continue. And that's the only little bit of water I got. Okay. I will extol thee, my God. I will extol thee, my God, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of this glorious honor of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Lord, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. The Lord upholdeth all that fall, and riseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thine hand, and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon him. To all that call upon him in truth, he will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. The Lord preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. Welcome back, Brother Moon. Welcome back. I didn't see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is 145 now. Where was I? He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He will also hear their cry and will save them. The Lord preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praise of the Lord, and let all the flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. Because now you see, and you see what their purpose, what is going on currently is God isn't around like that. That relationship and connection with him isn't there. So if he's not there for us, and it's going to get worse for us, then the generation to generation coming to us, they're not going to have him. They're not going to know him. But what Psalms does is prophesies a time when we're going to meet him again, where we will get to know him and gain that access and that love and that trust and that enthusiasm to always be there for him. Like, there's no fear. Like, he will present himself. But they prophesize of a time when that's going to come. So now the whole book, if what you get, he's not there. Not the whole book. But what you will start to see is their prayers and wish for that connection to be brought back together. What was severed and God was once our God, literally. We don't have it. But what we got to understand, here's Kakarot, your teacher, you got to get this happen to the generation of Israel. What you don't see, the prophecy 400, you don't get so on, so forth. You become the generation. You become what you don't get. You're Israel. You become the generation of Israel without your God. But in a sense of not even the direction of where to go to find them. But it falls on you. You're alive, you're living, you have health, you know who you are, and yet you don't know him. So you're a pure example. You answer the question. How was God, Jehovah, how was the Lord for you when you look? You didn't know him. So you could answer the like, if opening the book, everyone just automatically think he was just there. You know, you give accountability to a time you didn't know him. But Psalms is baptizing that with a prophecy. You will. And it will be like that. You will know your Father. You will know God. You will be reunited once more. That was beautiful. But it shows God's intention to slowly but surely rebuild that connection that was lost. But see, the book of Psalms also talks about, you guys got to get, they do know him. So when it does declare it, because they know the generation will not. And sometimes it's not even that God answered directly. It's that they prayed. They had it in their heart. They had fear. They didn't know even to say God. They just knew to pray to that spirit of knowing love, of what was in control and what would guide them in their hearts. But they didn't know. So when it started to answer, that spirit started to answer and hear them and reflect, they knew to continue to conjure it. And even that got taken as far as follow that. We got disconnected from even that. I'm pretty sure someone told. And what it comes is mental. If you already detached a slave that can run free to certain movements, you know kind of where they're going to go because it's only what you have available for them. So if someone starts to tell on them, they're trying to run away, it's easy to kind of be like, okay, we're going to cover this spot, cover that. Because you know, if they got you somewhere in this spot, the only way out is that. You already know they know to go over there to block it. So it's kind of like that, but you don't know where you're at. So you don't know how many steps you can take and can't take. What's too many? You don't know that. But because it's the slave owner that created that prison for you, those chains and that slavery, they know how far you can go. For they have led you to only know so far. So that is like a slave. And you can dress your slave nice, you can treat him right, you can feed him right, or you can beat him, deny him, have him in scrubs. And that's kind of your movement. That's your freedom. In this world, you go here, but that's how far you can go. Because it always has a tab on you. Because it knows you. And then the sad part, you're the only one in chains. I love Mexicans. I love Asia. No one is like that. You know what I'm saying? You the only one stand out, like, for real. Because he know, in the whole world, I know my property. And that's him trying to, you got to get God. God in the whole world knows you. To disown you, disrespect God, and spit in your face, you're his property. In a disrespectful manner. Something he could care less about you, only what you're going to do for him. or her, So, but hold on. But yeah, that's what they're describing, because that's the steps of how they had to take it, because they know where you're at. It's kind of like right now, no one is ringing the alarm for us to be free. So, because that alarm isn't ringing, no matter how much noise a nigger made, he's never freed them with the alarm going off, with the bell. He's never, you know what I'm saying? It's never reached that plateau where every nigger mind opened up and realized, they got an objective. They're a slave. They're valuable to themselves more so than unvaluable, and it would decrease their life worth on their own, standards. And it's like, you would protect yourself. You would invest in yourself. You would have pride in being you. So to take that away from you, that becomes, and now knowing you only, because you got to think, if praying to God was 100 years ago and they disconnected that, so that now you don't even know if you praying right. Because that's the only way it would have, you could have been forsaken by God, but you got to understand you're a human being. Think like this, and a human being, the dial, to scream mommy and daddy, help, parents, friends, whatever, so, whatever, big brother, whatever. Then you got 911. As a human, who knows to call the creator? Since no one knows that, because it's embedded in you to have it and access, you don't know it. And that's like the biggest accident. Everyone falls, something bad happens, people get sick. No one knows to call God, because no one knows it, no one has it. In the world, no one knows it and has it. Look at the accidents, look at the security, look how everyone's in danger, because you have had that. I was going to say the disconnection of human life, because everyone as a human, you got to understand, if you knew God's phone number and could be like, okay, I know how to get God, you got to understand every human life would be able to call him. Everyone would know God, because you don't know it. Do you see the connection? No human life could scream that number out in an emergency. But with the access of you, because you bear it, you could reveal to someone how to call that 911, how to call God for help. So it was deprived from you, but then you would see what you gave a man that wasn't your color, a human being, how to find God. And because you have it, that's what's been disconnected. It's his numbers embedded in you. So it's Israel. That's why that's where you're contained. You have the number. It's like Pharaoh times 23. And you can literally scream out, oh God, help me, with your eyes open. You have that in a world no one's even looking, because that issue wouldn't be their issue. Henceforth, connecting it to God in a form of solving it for the world to be at peace. Because the world's going to ignore your issue and think of you, peace, everything's okay already. Let's make it even safer. You don't understand God. Disconnecting themselves from Israel, meaning Africa's struggle, you're disconnecting yourself from him. So the calling would have had to come from someone who considered what? Israel in the calling, because Israel has their own issue. The issue could have only been accumulated and presented by an Israelite. Right now, someone that's Spanish, I couldn't jump into their issue. I would know, it's not that I wouldn't, and it, that fight, I would have to find the reason to fight for them, because I don't know anything. Me being it bred because it's my issue, it's going to go everywhere I go. So to conduct God with an issue, everyone's okay. There's issues in the world, but everyone's okay. My children are not. The issue would have became your problem. Henceforth, you would have had to solve it or pray for and wait for the issue to go away, and be solved. But you would have had to embed it. So to find Jehovah would have been to find what cause. If you cared enough about Israel, you'd have prayed for them. Now open your Bible, because you prayed for them. Find Jehovah. You would have found the God that he himself is what? So, of course, who would have found him for the world? But by what cause would they have been looking for him in the first place? So it would have matched Israel's anyway, knowing it was an Israelite that had that background in that story with them to declare this. Do you see the wisdom? Because the only reason why I'm saying Israel is because that cause, God wouldn't have existed to everyone else as that, because they don't see Israel's fight. Even Mexicans, Asians that, love black people, they would have never incorporated it in their search for him. So you would have had to be someone deep down with Moses's pride in that state, living like that, to pray for God to help you out of it. Think of Moses. How would the next person be heard? Because you got to understand you're in Moses' shoes. That's for every black person here. You're in that. And the fun part is literally, but you're in that. Your prayer can't be this perfect life and here comes God, everybody's okay. You have an issue you personally have to ask him about. That even if you ran from it, it's going to still haunt you and connect and be on you. You have to ask him to free you from it. It's who you are. So it's always going to be in your tongue. Now, who's the God in this world everyone's passing by? Your God would have stood out because he what? Actually cared about you. Which henceforth means cared about Israel. Henceforth, the God of Israel would have stood out anyway because of their issue. They couldn't have just prayed to a God. They would have had to pray to a God significant to their struggle, period. Even if they ran from it and tried to bleach themselves, it would have haunted them because it's still their lifestyle. It's everything about them. It's in their spirit. That phone number is embedded in them. That's just seeing someone walking down the street that's your color. No matter how much you hide from being it, you would have saw their need. That phone number would have been inside. You couldn't stop it. That's Israel. So the foundation of Jehovah would have been what? Toward a slave in life not treated right. Period. Henceforth, only someone from there could have conjured the phone number to call their God. It just so happened Jehovah isn't this God, isn't this guy, isn't this white, isn't this freedom for everyone hype. He's not. He's really for someone else to live like that and be like that and really be true for them. He's that God. So you have a different story. You see, the thing with the African, God can be them. They don't have to show out and talk light and polite and be this, oh, God's his love. He can be their God. This whole Bible is ours, right? So that's the key to Israel. You know what I'm saying? It's their prayer that saved the world because the world was okay. That's the key. They weren't. God wouldn't be somewhere else. So anyone that found him would have cared enough about them if they were a different color. If you had someone not in Israel's shoes find him and is able to lead you, they prayed for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have found them. So when that becomes the lesson, then, yeah, you see the burden of what to teach. But that's what stood out to me. your God. It stood out. Because everyone's going to pray to themselves and pray for their people. If God appeared as someone Spanish, or someone Spanish, didn't show himself, they're going to feel they're chosen and go tell their people, God showed himself to me, something's up, something good's going to happen. But it's going to be for themselves. Everyone's going to pray that their people have something good. They're not going to think of everyone else. Not first, So, it becomes a your God thing. My God is more powerful than your God. And it becomes a battle like that over the superiority of the race and the tribe and the nationality of who they are. So the God of Israel stands out because he's always going to be there for Israel. That's the reflection of Israel. So that's all. Oh, I'm all sending stuff to people. That's what you get for pushing buttons. That was an accident. Okay. Alright, y'all. I need to roll up one more. I'm going to say one more time, and then I'm going to roll up like 50 more times after that. But I got to get myself something right. Yeah, and you see, I ain't really been talking about the white man lately. Like, the white man. That's good. That shows God. That shows the progress. And you guys, and when you really have faith in your pastor through God, who's already touched his mouth, you would know I wouldn't be here wasting your time. Everything I say would be worth it. Everything. Even if I'm sitting here just like acting stupid would be worth it. But you see, I wouldn't exercise that and try to, pump that on y'all or anything like that. But you would have to trust that it was for something. I didn't just do it for no reason. And that's, yeah. As far as his direction. Because I stopped at 400. And he wouldn't allow me to move. As far as, okay, guys, let's focus on if Moses did such and such, or if Jesus was, he made sure, even if I was looking for the white man to be, or the whatever, what's the plan of the devil again? Like, it didn't matter. 400. And I stopped at 400. Led me, spoke my bid, time came. Stop talking about the white man for a little bit. White man this, the white man that. And I even catch myself not really even talking about the devil about to, do this. Because, not that he wasn't important. I'm speaking because that he around me. That's what I want people to get. He was there. So that's why I talked about, God of him and stuff like that, but not, but even that eased up because not all that he ain't there, it's just what God has been doing for me. So the presence of him hasn't been a need to be like, okay, y'all, boom, 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 boom. It's like we've been working. We've been doing good. Brother Moon has been here. I know he's been participating and contributing, just listening. Actually, you guys, that protect you. It's just if the devil comes to attack you, is the only thing. Which we already opened up Job. If that happens in your life, God himself has armed you with the word and scriptures to protect you from it. But because Kakarot himself is in that, there ain't no what if he come, he here. That's why your pastor's been like that. Because there's no other reality. Can't sit here and talk about a cloud, good sunny day. This nigga. And think of Job. Because even I showed it. I was like, I'm not coming. And I didn't show up. Which I, thank God for blessing me. But I'm, highly upset with myself and stuff like that. But look how it got. Your pastor didn't show up because it's that heavy. Yeah, I'm saying, got nothing to do. Because of things. Not necessarily putting it on him, but the battle. The thing is God. So I'm aiming it at this God. He wasn't even doing it. That's the big thing of Psalms. But the key is he felt like it, but trusting God, trying to be faithful, Job, like he defended him. But when it came that it wasn't these people, it's you, that's because he went through that. That was an actual realization for him. He realized it himself, that it was you. It's because he said it. This was you. It's you. This was you. It was no more the devil. It was no more you could accuse and say, oh, Satan did this to you. Let's go get him. And Jesus, yeah, I got my dad. Satan just struck me. We're about to go get him, not knowing it was his dad that hit him. That it was you, that was deeper than anyone can imagine. And he's revealing it, but it was you. And he's the key to this is because it's the only person you would have had in your soul and spirit secretly anyway, and kept one-on-one that you would have been speaking like that to. That individual, that soul, that safety, he has polluted his words. He has disobeyed his covenant. He has broken his promises. That's the influence. But you would have to understand who. It has no light for him. None of you would be wild that the devil was caught because he lied. There would be nothing amazing about that. Because you already expect them. Even, okay, if he was caught, and he was caught for lying, you expect him to keep going lying even after he was caught. Because you already expect that. So you don't have no ties with the devil. The devil has no reason to keep his word with you. Think of it. If he disobeyed God, why should he even think to tell the truth to you? Think like that. And that'll free you. So it ain't something so small trying to make something big. If anything, that's the devil. He does exist, but he's trying to make something bigger, so you give him that credit. When he himself knows he's not that big. And he's massive, but he's not that big. Because you got to get the objective is God, Jehovah, as an opponent, and he's already classified as something not that. You would have to see something trying to match Jehovah's presence. You guys, match it, not deceive it. Think of deception and you can't cover it. Think you lying and it's time to go. You can't back it up. So you're not dealing with just someone claiming. You got to understand someone has to back it up. He's answering to someone that's going to try to back it up. That's the difference. Of something he knew he couldn't do. That's why he depends on this power. And so that becomes that. Now for that being, it was you. It becomes deeper because it's when you see why he clings to God for the evil, you would see it's the hands that's moving everything. And you see it's God, because he sees God is stooping that low to life and to people that we don't know it's him. It's Satan's upper hand. And this temptation to continue to do it for God is the continuous torture so it can live forever. Temptation becomes broken. If God's going to destroy you being tempted, that means he doesn't want it. But if your life isn't going to be destroyed, it's going to keep going, that means it's worth keeping, right? So to destroy temptation means it didn't do anything. Think of that. He didn't like it because it's by something else. And when you see temptation is the level, the root of all evil is money. It really is. I didn't see it because it's been disguised. The root of all evil is money. And what that means is, if God is here to love you and bless you, the thing that's going to hurt you is right there. And the root of it is the money, because that's what he's using. But it's the root, the communication is the no, because you would want it and love it. And it's his denial. That's why it's the root of it, because it won't do it. That's the root of him. But he's created it, and you would have to see it's the mind that wanted it is the key to his being so spoiled and stubborn. The reason Jehovah hates him is because he has the time, the power, all the authority to do it and wouldn't. Is why he's overthrown. But then in replacement, what he would do instead of helping you, he would cause all these things. So that becomes the issue, that Jehovah himself doesn't, there's no reason to,